Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mystery Sports Podcast. And today we have seen Man United leave another cup competition in the first round that they have been participating in. Where do we start with this game? It was a it was a 2-1 loss. Brighton obviously beating United 2-1. It was a dreadful performance from Manchester United. I mean, missed the first, I think, 15 minutes of the game and listened it on the radio, and it just United started the game well, and I've watched the first 15 minutes back. They did start the game well. We had a few chances through Diego Dalot, obviously missing a sitter, couple of opportunities as well for Shesko and Bruno Fernandes and stuff, but it's the same story again with United, isn't it? All the possession, no end product, should I say. There's no threat in the entire game. I mean, now after the 15 minutes, I managed to watch the majority of the game. Yeah, there was nothing there from United. Absolutely useless. Just the performances on the pitch were dreadful, and when that full time whistle sounded, it was just sort of like we knew that was gonna happen, and we've kind of accepted that we are rubbish, and we're not that we're not a good team anymore. I mean, we've not been a good team for quite a few years now, and I think it just sunk in today that we sat Ruben Amorim. I believe now it is the wrong decision because the 2 games that we've played without Ruben Amorim, I think, we've been worse. We've been in a worse position than where we currently are now, and uh, you know, I I I can only see this going further downhill, and we plummet down the league table because, of course, that is what United have got left. United have only got the Premier League now to focus on, which could be a positive. That's something we could take from this game. The only thing positive is that United just have the Premier League to focus on, and obviously less game for the players. We build up some momentum in the league, and we go and get Champions League or go get Europa League, go and get European football as a minimum, really, for United. No, we still are 3 points away from top four, so that's obviously a bonus, but it's the same shit, isn't it, really, with United? There's nothing impressive what happened. We've sacked Ruben Amorim. We thought we had a project with him. We've had 14 months of him, and then we've sacked him because he called out the board for not buying any players and not giving him what he wanted. So we're now in this kind of the cycle again, with obviously Darren Fletcher won't be in charge for the City game, as we know that from Fabrizio Romano saying he will be United will have a caretaker manager now before City. So I think it'll be Wednesday when we'll get something like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or whoever it may be. I think it will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will take over the realms from Darren Fletcher. But yeah, obviously back onto the game. Defensively, United looked poor. It was so easy for Brighton to break us down. It just reminded me of the Eric Ten Hag days where they could play one ball through the midfield in this 4-2-3-1. We have a non-existent midfield with Casemiro. Obviously, he didn't really play, but against Burnley, we didn't have any legs there. Ugarte is useless, as we all know. He made another shocking pass today on the half volley, trying to switch the play. Mate, come on, you're not that good of a football player. You can't do that. The only players who I trust to do that is probably Cunha and Bruno and possibly Kobe Mainoo. But we've not seen enough of Kobe and this year, and uh, I think a lot needs to change for United to get us back to the winning ways and competing for the Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues and the big stuff. Even in the FA Cup, I'm writing FA Cup off at this moment in time. I don't think next year I mean, we're out of the cup, aren't we? Not even talk about next year. We're out of the bloody cup, so there's nothing else that United can really do. Obviously, Danny Welbeck scoring. I think everyone knew Danny Welbeck was going to score. I predicted it. It was a good goal from him, but it was way too easy for him to get that much space. Obviously, he turned Euro if Euro wasn't there. Um, who was also Martinez was at fault of the goal as well. I think he should have closed him down. I think Dorgu probably could have closed. Who got the assist? I can't remember who got the assist, but the Brighton guy who got the assist, he should have been closed down miles earlier than and shouldn't have been allowed to play that pass. So Euro let Danny Welbeck spin off him, a 35-year-old Danny Welbeck getting on the ball and absolutely putting it into the back of net. Fair play to Danny Welbeck. I think Danny Welbeck should be going to the World Cup. So that's another discussion for a later video, which we will do come the end of the season, and who will go to the World Cup and predictions for the World Cup and things like that. In terms of United, obviously Shesko got the goal. It's 3 goals in 2 games for him. And, like I said, is it the start of Shesko? Probably yes. Famous last words, touch wood. He is um, getting some goals and consistently getting goals. 3 goals. I think he took his goal very well today with a good header. I think Maguire was a huge part of that, of getting the kind of chance. He was just causing chaos as soon as he came on, which I thought was brilliant from Maguire. And we'll discuss a bit more about Maguire and the other players now in the player ratings. So Lemans, the keeper, I'm going to give you a 5. I don't think he could have done anything with the 2 goals. I think he did what he needed to do. I think that's the season of United so far, that we've not had any issues with the keeper. Touch wood again, that we don't have any issues with the keeper. But he looks solid. I think we've got a man there to do a job, and he's doing that job. Diego Dalot, I'm going to give you a 1. Diego Dalot, he's awful. Get out of our club in this summer. You need to leave the club, Diego Dalot. You are not good enough to wear a Manchester United shirt. What the chance he had, you can put anyone in front of goal would score that. Ahmad there and Wemel there would put the ball in the back of the net. It's the easiest strike you could ever wish for, and he's fluffed his line, you know. And then there was one I think in the first half, we're going forward with Dalot, um, and he tries a back heel. You're not good enough to do that. You can't even play a simple yard pass. Never mind a bloody back heel in the box to try and create something. And he's awful. He's awful defensively as well. Luckily, I think United dealt with it through Martinez, but Martinez was telling him to push out wide because there's a Brighton guy free. The guy doesn't listen to Martinez and says, "Oh, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here." He stays there. The ball goes up to the Brighton guy. Thank God Martinez knows what he's doing and makes the challenge. You know, Diego Dalot is awful, man, and he needs to get out of this club. We need to sign a right back in the summer, and I think that's what United have got to do. We need to sign that. We need to sign a right back for sure, and a centre midfielder. Martinez, I was bigging him up there and things. I'd probably give Martinez a 4. He did okay. He was probably at fault for or probably one of the few players who were at fault for the Danny Welbeck goal. So I'd give you 3 there. Euro 5. I think Euro wasn't probably the main person at fault throughout the Danny Welbeck goal, but I think Euro had a good game more or less. He didn't really put a foot wrong apart from the Danny Welbeck kind of when he got his goal. Ugarte 4, and like I said with Diego Dalot, you need to get out. You need to get out of the club. You're not good enough to wear a United shirt. You don't know how to pass a ball. You don't know how to do much. Mainu 6. I think he had a good game. Did what he needed to do. Bruno 6 got the assist. I think Bruno looked okay, but wasn't really involved in the game as much, which is well done to Brighton for keeping him quiet. Cunha 5. Didn't really see Cunha at all. Same as Mason Mount. I'd give him a 5. Shesko 6. Obviously getting the goal, which was fantastic for him. Obviously carries that form on 3 in 2 games, which is brilliant. Hopefully he can get another one against City, which will be tough. And then on to the subs. Obviously Shea Lacey getting a red card, but I'll give him a 6. I think Shea Lacey was probably our best player on the pitch, and that's why I'm going to give him our man of the match. And that's saying something. That Shea Lacey only played, I think, just over half an hour, and not even that. I think just about 25 minutes of the game, and he's our man of the match, and he got fucking sent off. Like, what's going on here? Obviously, with that red card, it does miss the City game, and just to go on that red card, sorry, I think the decisions from the ref Simon Hooper were dreadful today. Simon Hooper was rubbish. I don't know why you'd give some. I know he's throwing the ball down, right? But he's frustrated. He's a young lad. He's gonna get frustrated. I think anyone would. I think that's just a natural reaction. You've got the ball in your hand, you just chuck it down because you're a bit annoyed. It's just a telling off, mate. Honestly, it's just a telling off. And for that second yellow, I think it was a disgrace. That red card was a disgrace, and it just sums up United season, the game, and how diabolical the refereeing association is in English football. Casemiro, give you a 5, didn't really do much. Maguire, 6. I thought Maguire did very well for when he came on, caused a lot of chaos, was getting in the box. and that's how we got the goal back. And I'll be honest, I did think that we would get an equaliser with a few of the chances, but United just didn't put the ball in the box. If we put the ball in the box, I think we would have got an equaliser onto Maguire's head. Xerxes 4 didn't really, I mean, he came on, didn't really do much. I thought when Xerxes did come on, I thought that was the wrong substitution. Um, I thought you'd probably put Casemiro on a bit earlier because we were losing the ball quite a lot. There wasn't much fluidity within our attacks, and we couldn't really sustain the attacks. But Xerxes 4, and then Darren Fletcher's overall rating. I've wrote down 2, but I think I'm being a bit harsh, and I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go 4 for Darren Fletcher. But the football was boring. Nothing amazing there. It wasn't attacking United football like he said he wanted to bring. It's only his second game in charge, right? But it was boring. And the substitutions I thought were shocking. I don't know why I didn't bring Lacey on at halftime. I thought Lacey should definitely. We were 1-0 down at halftime. We're attacking the Stretford end. Let's go get Brighton. Bring Shea Lacey on. He's our bright spot. Against Burnley, Gary Neville said, "Where's he being on commentary?" Why and I don't know why he didn't play, 45 minutes really. I think he should have got 45 minutes. Obviously the way he played against Burnley and the way he played, I mean, he created 2 chances, didn't he really? He had 1 shot which nearly went in, which hit the top roof of the net. I think 1 cross where Shesko headed it but just went wide. So I think Shea Lacey's a really good talent, and hopefully I don't think United can appeal the red card. I mean, even if they did, I don't see it getting overturned. So um, let's just hope that United, um, obviously Ahmad and Bremo back for the City game, which is obviously good news, and I'll come on to that in a second. So another thing that I want to mention is how long does it take to get a manager in? Do you know what I mean? Like we sacked him last Monday, and we've had how many talks have we had with Carrick, with Ollie, with other people who could potentially be the caretaker? I mean, Chelsea sacked, Maresca left, didn't he? And then Liam Rossini was pretty much done within 5 days. I think United could have easily had a manager in for today's game, and it probably will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And my God, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to put smiles on these faces because at the end of that game, when the full-time whistle, you look at the Panta Bruno Fernandes, Diego Dalot, and Ali McCoy said that in the ground you could hear a pin drop, and you can tell by me that I'm not the same person as I normally am. I'm usually energetic and things like that, but I'm really deflated after that result because there was nothing positive that we can take out of that game. Like we didn't play it like as Gary Neville said, which I don't really like referencing Gary a lot because I think some of his opinions are a bit questionable. But, you know, I wouldn't mind if United lost the game, but we played well. Like when we lost against Villa, we played well, and it was kind of like, you know what, there's signs here that we are improving. But, when you play that poorly, at home especially, which is the huge concern for United this year, our home record, and you lose the game, there's nothing that nothing can really like you can't lean back on, you know what, we played well, we created loads of chances, this and that. We didn't play well today, and it's really clear that we didn't. And there's a huge job for whoever that caretaker is, which I think it will be Ollie, and that's my gut feeling. Even though I want Michael Carrick just because it's failed with Ollie, we'll give Carrick it. He's someone. I mean, I know he's taken 2 games or whatever it is that he played. Obviously, we beat Arsenal when he was there and things, but give it someone new, let him new ideas, and I think it's just better. But I wouldn't. I will always support Ollie. I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer no matter what. I think all United fans will love Ollie because everyone loves Ollie. So if it is Ollie, I wish him the best of luck, and you know, let's hope that we can turn it around and get Champions League, get Europa League football or Europe as a minimum because we have to do that. With no FA Cup, no Carabao Cup, no European football, so it's got to be Premier League. Get that Champions League football. Just do it because we've got so much fucking time on our hands now. No midweek games. The players are back. Ahmad and Mbeumo are back. We've got to build now, and we've got to make sure that we get Champions League and don't fall down this league table like last year. Another thing as well, obviously, I don't know if a lot of you people have seen, but Ahmad, did an interview on international duty, um, and he was basically it was about Ruben Amorim obviously being sacked, and he was kind of like, "Look, I really appreciate what he's done for me and personally and on personally and on the field. He's given his chance to kind of break through into United, which is fantastic." Um, and there's more to that. There's quite a long bit of text there, so definitely go check that out. You probably find it on Twitter or somewhere else. But that just shows that Ahmad isn't happy with the sacking of Ruben Amorim, and I think it's the wrong decision that's been made. And I think there's a lot of other players there. You could tell after the full time whistle through Bruno's face, obviously Delos's face, um, and there are other people there who are players who are disappointed in the sacking of Ruben Amorim. Obviously, we know who the people are who are kind of happy, and I think everyone can name them and know who they are. But that just seems to me that there's going to be another divide within the dressing room about the Ruben Amorim sacking and what goes forward for United. And I think we are in a very Tetris position here. United have got to be careful, and hopefully we do not get a divide and clashes happen within Carrington and within the dressing room and things like that, because that's the worst thing that United could hope for. And yeah, like I said, there's no excuses now. United have got to get European football this year. With only the FA Cup, not the FA Cup. What am I talking about? With only the Premier League now available for United, yeah, United have to put United have to put all their eggs in one basket in the Premier League and bloody go for it. Every game's a cup final now. Bloody hell. You're thinking you're saying this in January. Every game's a cup final. It literally is for United because United have to do literally miracles now. If we look at the Premier League table, I'm getting it up now. We look at the Premier League table for United, and we're sat seventh in the league, joint on points with Newcastle. With Newcastle 1 point off Brentford, who are fifth, and a win away from Liverpool, who are fourth. Yeah, I mean it is very close, but United can't be dropping points against those lowest league side like Wolves, Burnley, Leeds. I know Leeds are on the up at the moment, but we can't be drawing these games and dropping points. And obviously next up for United is City, and it's that Manchester derby. I'm fearing a huge loss there, but then at the same time, I was speaking to someone today, and they were like, and they're a Liverpool fan, and they're like, look, this is a United thing. United under the cosh, not doing well, they'll go and win the derby like they did at Liverpool. So, I'm not saying that United will win this game. If we have Ollie as the caretaker, there's a chance that we win the game. I mean, there's a chance if United do win the game because it is a derby. And anything happens, United do turn up for derbies more well in the past few seasons because I've seen worse United sides turn up to the Etihad or to Old Trafford and beat a better City team that there is now. But United have got to be careful on Saturday, and yeah, it will be a tough one. But enough about the City game. I will be doing a preview on Manchester United versus Man City, and yeah, definitely stay tuned in for that because it should be a good episode. And you know, I think depending on what happens with like caretakers, things like that, there will be another video on terms of like when it's made official. I think it'll be about Wednesday when it will happen. Hopefully it's tomorrow because I think that caretaker needs a full week to prepare for this game, especially with the crap that we've got as players. But yeah, right. Let's stop crying now. We've got to move on. It is what it is. Premier League's the focus, and getting European football as a minimum. Champions League, that's what I want now. No cups, no European football, Champions League. That's what we've got to aim for, Champions League. But yeah, right. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like a video on. I can't speak. Please like the video and share it to your family, friends, and yeah, everyone else you may think will enjoy this video. Catch you all in a bit.